With all of those AI agents, we can go deeper and deeper and deeper, research more and more and more. And it's cool because we've got more insight. But the principle I have in my head that sounds dummy, but says a lot, is that the main thing is to keep the main thing as the main thing, right?
Researching a new product or an existing service, well, that used to be expensive and pretty slow. You'd interview, say, 10 people because that's all the schedule or the budget would allow for. But that also gave you a useful control. There were 10 transcripts that you had to analyze, and that's manageable. You were constrained by cost, not just by choice. But now you can generate thousands of data points in hours, and that creates a new problem entirely. How do you process all of that? Łukasz's answer is proto-personas, skipping that coding step altogether and turning the data into synthetic users built from real user information. They're not actual people, but they're not random either. There's something new, something we're getting familiar with.
So let's assume that we did some research and the client is not, for some reason, willing to, I don't know, talk to real users yet or something. So I'm not saying AI is replacing person, but at least what we can do is build proto-personas. So proto-personas are simulators of real users that we built based on the research we did. And based on that, I asked our agent to prepare 4 personas for us that we can run interviews with. And again, it's not real user, so the output would be different. And I'm not saying that, okay, AI said that, we need to build that. But at least it's, again, something. And it's for free. Even, just a note that even if we will use that for us to, build more awareness in the team on what we are building, it's a win, right? And also we can build some hypotheses that then we can check with real users, of course, on some point. So it generated me 4 personas. We have Anna, head of people, we have Łukasz, hiring manager, Mira, founder, and Sophia, recruiter. And from this level, I can just ask, for example, let's talk to Anna.
Łukasz has just turned traditional research into users that you can kind of talk to, and it makes so much sense. This is a small example, but extrapolate it out and it becomes super interesting. Rather than trying to first interpret, say, a set of survey results, you can convert that data directly into personas and talk to them, or it, directly, learning about different pain points and challenges and workflows.
There's the framework called Job to be Done, and it's around mapping the process of stuff that you are doing in a daily work. So, for example, whenever I start the work, I would like to generate the reports. So we just need to understand how those people will be using the software in their daily work. And we have this hypothesis. So we can ask Anna, we can go to our persona and ask this question. Now, of course, it thinks for a moment. With proto-personas, we have prompt under the hood that, allows me to add some comments. And in the end, when I'm satisfied with the results of the interview, or I just finished that, I just, end interview. Prompt under the hood will just sum up the pain points, take some quotes, and it's AI. So sometimes it's getting attached to some specific words and build the whole narration around that. But even though it can bring some insights that we wouldn't have without this conversation. So what's important for me, and unfortunately, manual job, is I need to take it, and I have an agent that is called Knowledge Sync. Knowledge Sync, I don't need to put anything else. I just type the outcomes that are interesting for me, and that's it. For now, I just leave it. At the end of the day, I run 5 proto-personas interviews. I did some research. I find some outcomes together with Hypothesis Lab. I put everything here, and at the end of the day, I just type generate daily log. What I need is that I want my knowledge sync to generate daily log that I will just add into this markdown file. Then at the end of the day, I will upload again to ChatGPT and Notebook LM. whenever I start my next session or someone else is starting next session, it's also part of how we work in a team. It's agreement between developers, managers, QAs, designers, how we organize the system.
And again, as our systems happily generate more information than we can ever hope to process, we need to be really disciplined in how we generate and record and share the insights that actually have value. Łukasz is not running 5 Proto persona interviews and then immediately building features. He's running the interviews, extracting the insights, feeding them into a knowledge sink, generating a daily log, and then sharing it with the team. Critically, he's deciding what matters. And that's increasingly the new loop. Generate, curate, validate, document, repeat.